Today, folks, we're at BMW Motorcycles of Louisville, and we're going to do something a bit different. We're going to check out something new. Cue that intro. Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube folks, what's up? This is the BMW R18, and most of you really don't need an explanation of this. It is a retro design, it is dripping with cool, and we are going to take a ride. So let's do this. Alright, first thing that we notice is the buttons are a little different than they are on the Harleys we've been riding and the Indians that we've been riding, but there is some similarities. Like there's a power button here, and you got to hit the power button to turn it on. First of, and then you see the screen do its little cycle thing. You have RPMs, you have this is in roll mode right now. There's 3 different modes. There's rock, and then there's roll, and then there's rain. And we're just gonna leave it in roll. Roll is kind of like standard mode. Rock is when you wanna go off the deep end. And rain, of course, is when you wanna really slow down and take things easy. You got the heated grips. Yeah, folks, this is a BMW. It's got heated grips. Here's your start button and stop. And then over here you got hazards, and this is to cycle through your menu on the screen here. Oh, that's the menu button. You can cycle through it. There it is. Now we're catching up. There we go. And we want to be, let's see, it's 4:02 p.m. I don't think so. Setup, and we're just going to go, it's got 26.5 miles on it. We have it in neutral. You have your switch here for your turn signals, and then of course this is the horn. And then back here on this end, you can switch the lights out. So anyways, let's pull in the clutch. And you'll notice that jerk there when it first starts. It does that too when you rev it. It kind of, because of that giant crank inside the crankcase there. I mean, this thing is massive. So to start off right, this seat height on this is 27.2 inches. For those who don't understand what that means, I am 5'10" and have an inseam of about 31 inches, maybe slightly less. You can see that my feet are firmly planted on the ground. My knees are nicely bent. It's very comfortable in that manner. This is a mid-controls bike, but the mid-controls aren't quite so mid as they are like on the Harley, the lower-end Harleys. So, without further ado, kickstand up. Here we go. This thing is a torque beast. This thing has 116 foot-pounds of torque, and the torque curve on this thing is pretty lengthy. It starts to pull real hard at about 2 grand, and it continues pulling well over 4,000. So, I mean, this thing's got some moves to it, and I'm blessed enough to get to ride this beast. I am so happy. Okay, we're back in first according to our gear indicator. Oh, the handlebar heaters are on. Let's turn those off. There we go. All right, let's take this ride. You got to be careful when you lean this. This thing doesn't have the lean angle of a sport bike. It seems like all of the reviews that I've been seeing online, it's all these sport bike riders, and that's understood because, you know, BMW is famous for sport bikes and ADV bikes, and they make some really nice bikes, folks. And this bike here is no exception to that rule. This thing's got stupid power, but it's not going to lean like a sport bike. So all these guys trying to compare it to the R1000 or one of those bikes is just out of their mind. This is comparable to the Harley Softail line, and it's clear that that's what they're taking a shot at, is the American cruiser market. Well, that's weird having that big old cylinder in the way, because you're actually up underneath of it. Wow. I like that. Instant feedback through the handlebars. You can feel it all, man. This thing is really cool. I like that all over the place. Berlin built. This bike seems to be very well behaved, except for that little jerky motion. If you get on it, it will give you some feedback. But this bike is highly customizable. In fact, you can go online at BMW Motorcycles, or BMW Motorrad, as they call it, and you can close the shield there so you can hear what I'm saying. You can go online to their website, and they have a configurator for this beast. And I'll tell you what, woo-hoo! Let's go! Yeah, that's it's a torque monster. We can't quite put it there yet. We gotta behave here on Floyd Street. But yeah, this thing's got some torque. It'll push you back in the seat. It's not, I mean, don't get me wrong, again, it's not a sport bike, but when you compare it to other cruisers, this thing really, Harley Davidson, listen close, this is a shot over the bow. Shots have been fired. BMW is coming. This bike right here is the first edition. This thing is 19,870 pounds, so it is squarely in line with the Softail, with the higher models on the Softail line, or anything that you would buy and add, you know, by the time you get done adding your oh, neutral's not easy. By the time you get done adding all your goodies, that shifter's in an awkward place. But yeah, other than the controls, this bike seems pretty cool. It's something that it's very retro styled. And I'm sorry, folks, but my video is not going to do this bike justice. It's really not. This is beautiful. It's a work of art. It is a rolling work of art. That crank is really just playing hell. This is fun, folks. I got a big old grin on my grill here. This thing is just tons of fun. And I'm having a good time. You can get, the exhaust is kind of ugly. They kind of had to do something along those lines because of emissions laws in places like California and Europe. I mean, this bike is being sold all around the world. But here in America, we got you covered because Vance and Hines is already making an exhaust for it. And you can get that actually from the BMW website. You can have that put on when you take delivery of the bike. And I'll tell you what, when you put those pipes on it, whether you get the chrome or you get the black, you can, once you get those pipes on it and it's kind of out of the way, you can then see that nickel-plated shaft that is just, it's beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful bike. But go on the configurator at BMW and check this thing out. And then go get you a piece of this. configure what you want, order it, and then go pick it up when it comes in. Holy crap, this thing rolls. "116 foot-pounds of torque." And for those of you that don't understand that number, let me show you. Yeah, it shifts nice and firmly. It's not quite as loud as a Harley shift, but yeah, there goes that little jerk to the left from that big old crank. If you like a bike with feedback, this is it right here. I'm leaning this thing a lot more than what I thought I would. All of the, doggone it, my camera's not sitting still. All of the reviews that I've seen from these guys that, you know, like Zach at Revzilla, who's comparing it to his ADV bike. You know, of course it's not gonna run like your ADV bike. It's not an ADV bike, it's a cruiser. It's made for cruising. This is made for getting out on the big road and going for a while. It's not extremely uncomfortable, but you can get a more comfortable seat from it right out of the BMW catalog. There's 3 or 4 choices of backrest. You can get a rider backrest. You can get a passenger backrest. You can get 8 hangers on this. They make them in 6.5 and 16 inches. Dude, get on that configurator and check this beast out, man. This thing is crazy. You can change things like these fork covers, and you can change those out to something that there's a couple of different options. One of them is black with these machined lines that show off the aluminum, and another one is just straight black, but they both allow you to see more of the nickel plated fork tube. Wow, this thing is a beast. Oh man, if I had the cheese, I'd be ordering this thing. Old Scooter's got to get a few things sorted out, and then he's going to be getting a new bike. Oh, look at this. This thing leans. For a cruiser, this thing really leans over. Pulls right out. Good Lord, I'm having a good time. This is a fun ride. I was going to ride it yesterday, and of course it was weird. The weather thing on my phone said that, you know, sun was shining and there's 0% chance of precipitation, but at the same time it was actually raining outside. I'm like, what the heck? Wow. I like that. That gear indicator's got a nice big digit on there. You can see it quite well. This is fun. Goodness, this is fun. So hey, if you're watching this video and you're anywhere near Louisville, come on down to Harley of Louisville / BMW Motorcycles of Louisville and look at some bikes. They got some very nice, they got a very nice selection. They got plenty of new Harleys. They got used bikes. They got a lot of used bikes at great prices. I showed you one, my last video was at Street Bop. No, that was a Fat Bop. They got too many Bobs. Anyways, they got that Fat Bob, and I got to say that was a really, really beautiful bike. That was a lot of fun to ride. But they've got a crap load of used bikes, man. They got several Road Kings at really good prices. Nice, they got a beautiful Road King for a little over 12. That is just amazing looking. The pictures out on the website don't do that thing justice. Of course, you know, pictures never do when it comes to something like that. So, coming around the backside of the airport here, this road it's got some nice curves in it. For as rough it as it is, I'll tell you, this thing is smoothing out these bumps really nice, and it's handling. I don't know what those guys were talking about when they were out testing this thing, and they just, I don't know. One guy took it down a dirt road basically and complained that it didn't take the road like his ADV bike. What are you, stoned? I mean, I subscribe to these guys and they're all right most of the time, but you know, you're trying to compare this to something that it's just not comparable to. I actually ride cruisers. This is what I do. So I'm a little more qualified to speak on this bike than they are. And I'll tell you, this is nice. If you can do that on it, holy cow. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I gotta say, I like this solo seat better than I did on the new Harley Softails. That's a pretty nice seat. There's a lot of it curves up a little higher behind you, offering a little bit of pushback when it throws you back in the seat. Brakes well, very well. This is 4-piston Brembos in the front, the calipers are, and then it's got duals in the front, dual disc in the front, and single disc in the rear. And like I said, they're 4-piston Brembos. You know, this bike it's a retro design with modern amenities, and it's just, God, it's so well done. This is one of those bikes that would be very easy to work on because everything's out here. You got the intake here, the intake box here, and then the crankcase. But most of what you're going to work on is way the hell out here. So you can see how they tuck the wiring back behind this. You can't see the wiring or the spark plugs. Everything is just tucked away and hidden. It's just an absolute joy to ride. And the price is really, I mean, for what you're getting, the price is pretty impressive. I gotta say, I thought this thing was going to be like mid-20s or more, because I mean, it's a BMW. That's just so much power. Like butter. I mean, I'm not afraid to drive this at all. This thing is just, it inspires confidence. It goes well. I just, gosh, this is a really nice bike. I am having so much fun on this thing. Oh, wow. Something bad going on down there. Here we are getting on the E-way. Let's see how it handles this. It's nice because the weight in this thing is really down low, making it just a very easy bike to ride. And it's got enough power to get out of anything, get out of the way of anything. It's all right. Oh, there's a lot of vibration in the seat. A lot of vibration in the seat. And of course, I mean, you got your, the wind's hitting your chest here quite a bit. So, there's that. Actually, that vibration feels pretty good on my lower back. I have issues with my back, and wow, it's actually kind of nice. So, I was on the configurator last night, and I've been checking this bike out since I knew I was going to ride it for the past couple of days. I've been checking it out online, watching all the other reviews and seeing what people are doing, and I gotta say, you know, comparing it to these other styles of bike, just, I mean, it makes them look bad because it, you know, makes them look like they don't know what the hell they're doing. Because it's, I mean, it's not an ADV bike. This is what this bike is made for right here. The highway and the, you know, the back roads and just going. I would like taller handlebars on it, but I put taller handlebars on everything. It's just kind of like salt. I sprinkle it everywhere. If you like unseasoned chicken, get the hell out of here. Okay. The vibration's getting to be a bit much from that seat. You can see how it's vibrating the mirrors and everything. After a while, that might get annoying. But personally, I don't like to ride the E-Way anyways. I'd rather get off the E-Way and hit the back roads. Oh, hey, dude. It's driving a little close to my butt. Yeah, right at about 70, this thing really starts to vibrate like crazy. And about 65, it goes away. I don't know if that's something they can fix or not. Something slapping the side of my helmet. Oh, I think that's the... Oh shit, I don't have my helmet fastened. Nice. That's what's hitting my helmet. That was smart. Next exit is ours. Wow. I never got past fourth gear. That thing was doing the E-Way in fourth gear. I mean, just... Wow. And nowhere near red line. This thing is just a Gosh, they build good machines. Well, BMW, they're legendary. Let's give it the sound test. Oh! So, like I said, the best part of the power band is between just below 2,000 RPMs to a little over 4,000 RPMs, and you know, you get it to about $2,000, and it's pulling like a freight train, and it just keeps pulling like a team of Clydesdales until it gets probably pretty close to $5,000. Actually, this thing is just a beast. It's very well behaved. It's, you know, to hear all those guys on YouTube talking about it, it's just an absolute piece of crap. But I'll tell you what, I like this thing. BMW, you call me, I will represent. This thing is nice. I definitely give it 5 stars, 2 thumbs up. The whole bit. I like this bike, baby. Wish I had it together enough to buy. Holy cow. Glad I haven't bought anything yet, because I'd be upset. You can almost come to a complete stop, and it's just balanced so well. Wish I could do a 0 to 60 on this, see what it'll do, because this thing is a torque monster. Lord. Well, this concludes the riding portion of this video. I'm going to do some other stuff to show you how it is, and then after I get this out on the channel, I think I'm going to go online and show you some stuff about it, do it in another video. I think that would be pretty sweet, because this thing is just wow. It's just a bunch of wow. Gosh, I love it. So, but anyways, that's it for the test ride portion on the BMW R18 1800cc boxer style engine. This is just, it's a time machine, and it's absolutely gorgeous, except for the exhaust beam at BMW. I mean, what? Come on. But at least Vance & Hines is bailing you out. So get you one, take that exhaust off, and put the Vance & Hines exhaust on it. You'll love the way it sounds, and you'll absolutely dig the way it looks. This thing is awesome. But anyways, for now, hey, keep the shiny side up, rubber side down, ride safe, ride well, and God bless. Bye-bye.